Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Hawk and Michael. This game taken from WGL 2020 winter season, even though it is going to be a high of 104 tomorrow where I am in the middle of summer. This is the August Pro Division, or the Pro Division, and well, taking place in August, so not too long ago. Michael has spawned as the red undead over here on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, we have Hawk spawning as the teal human over here on the top right. Human versus undead in a 1v1 matchup. Autumn kind of started already over here. Yeah, no. For some reason, Southern California gets like gets like these heat waves. Not in like the early part of summer. It's almost like the heat waves come at in like September and October. And there's always going to be that one cold, like what you think is going to be like a head fake, but like, okay, it start to bring out the winter blankets, right? You know, a little bit thicker blanket, and then it like jumps back up to 105 for like a week. Only 15C today. Yep. All right. Wow. Needing to clear my throat. Anyways, what is going on in this matchup here? Barracks training up some units. Archmage. It is going to be Archmage and Footman versus Death Knight and Ghouls. Early fights coming across, as the Archmage will be, well, making its presence known here in just a moment. This is on Concealed Hill, one of my favorite maps, just because of this center gold mine here that has a lot of interesting play around it. Having an odd number of gold mines and having a central red creep cap, it really means fighting over that location and positioning is higher risk, higher reward. Looks like Crypt Lord not played that much anymore. Well, Crypt Lord is still effective, and it's just not nearly as strong as it once was. And it's going to be one of those situations where before it was really good. Now it's just now it's not nearly as good, but it is still effective in some of those situations, and you should probably try and go for it sometime still. Similar to like fragmentation shards for mortar teams back before the Reforged patches. Fragmentation shards were incredibly powerful. They did lots of damage and was very useful. Then, well, they got nerfed heavily, and after they were nerfed heavily, it almost felt like mortar, like a lot of players were like, you know what, it's not worth it to get fragmentation shards. I'm not going to even bother with the upgrade. Why? And now that people have thought about it a little bit more, like, well, it's still better than no upgrade, so might as well go for it. Crypt Lord causes shame. Archmage making their way down, Footman making their way out. Infi said his Crypt Lord first fast expo with ghouls, gargs, and necromancers is unbeatable for humans. Well, you know what? I would also say Infi is unbeatable for a lot of human players, right? I mean, that's just that seems to be the case. I know as a human player, I could never ever potentially beat Infi. There goes the skeletal minion taken down. Death Knight gonna come across, try to get a Death Coil steal. There it goes. Getting up to level 2, Unholy Aura is already available. Archmage could try and make its way over, perhaps try and pick up that Tome of Strength. We are looking at null overs here, down to, well, 500 some odd hit points. Is the Death Knight going to try and steal that last bit of experience right there? It looks like it is going to try and do it, but was unsuccessful. He apparently went on 20-0 on NetEase with it, but I don't know if that's true. I bet Todd would agree, though. Yeah, it probably was very difficult. But then again, Crypt Lord first fast expo with ghouls, gargs, and necromancers. It probably, if it was effective before, it still is probably very effective now. The level 2 and level 3 carry-on beetles were the beetles that were actually taken out or nerfed a little bit, not the level 1 variety. So oftentimes it is the fact that Undead is able to get that expansion up and running early that makes it so difficult for human players. I want to see what the win-loss ratio is for Infi's particular strategy before and after the nerf. I'm assuming that Infi still has a very high win rate versus human players on NetEase if he tries to go for that strategy even after the patch. All right, footmen now making their way back around. I guess it's not as punishing. You can make that argument. Skeletal minions now trying to make their way out. Scout tower going to try and, well, is it going to be able to upgrade in time as the skeletal minions go after a peasant, but the peasant purposely hides himself inside a gold mine temporarily, and it looks like the Death Knight is just going to close in on that distance. Crypt Fiend's unable to get that last shot off. That peasant going to hide in the very far back as that arcane tower comes online. All right, in comes that Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend wondering where that unit is. The peasant could purposely just attack or hit the tree and then be able to hide inside that gold mine. Is that skeletal minion going to end up getting kills on both? It looks like it could end up getting kills on 2 peasants right there. No, only gets kills on 1. Meanwhile, back down here, a footman could try and get a potential surround onto that Death Knight. Death Knight able to slip through, running past 4 footmen. If only those 4 footmen could have worked together. Death Knight. Oh, we could see aggroing right here. There goes that Death Knight. Death Knight trying to use natural regeneration at the Fountain of Health to heal back up, but no such luck. Footmans are going after the ghouls here. I'm really sure Hawk actually just lost control of these units. This is not where he wants to be right now. There goes 1 footman already, as the remaining units are going to go back onto that Blight once more. All right, Lich going to be joining in on the fight as well, and I believe Hawk knows he does not want to be in the battle if that Lich is out onto the field. Trying to run away from Frost Nova is very, very silly, as we could be looking at a potential creepjack here. All right, Archmage going to be in trouble. Crypt Fiends are in position. There it comes in the Lich. There's the Frost Nova onto the Archmage. Archmage now trying to run back. Footmen are also running away as well. Death Knight actually in a little bit of trouble, down to 132 hit points. He cannot stick around in this battle, as some Crypt Fiends could be taking large amounts of damage as well. The Rock Golem deciding to back away from the fight here. Lich getting damage onto the Archmage, even though the Archmage is probably not the target you want to be going after. Are we going to see a Frost Nova there? There goes another footman, as a Water Elemental could get taken down. All right, Lich wants the Water Elemental, but it is denied by Hawk, as the units are chasing down the field once more. Pushing back the other side, Death Knight sitting at level 2, Lich sitting at level 1. We need to see Obsidian statues, and in a hurry, and that's what we're getting right now for Michael. Michael going to be bringing in those Obsidian statues, healing up the Death Knight and that Lich alongside all of those Crypt Fiends. Skeletal minions, well, just pretty much sacrificing themselves here, as Hawk is going to be setting up this expansion with multiple towers, and these towers are tightly grouped together. This is something that you would never ever do before the Destroyer nerf. Having all of these towers so close together meant that with their heavy armor and that splash damage, those towers were just pretty much instantaneously destroyed. Crypt Fiend looks like it could end up getting body blocked into oblivion. 1 or 2 more shots should finish it off. There it goes. Archmage now at, well, 3.5. Death Knight continuing to fight its way back through. Lich does have enough mana for a Frost Nova. Footmen, however, have defend, making it that much more difficult to try and finish off those units with Crypt Fiends. Death Knight back out onto the field. Obsidian statue in the back here. Are we going to get some damage onto that Death Knight? Yes, we are. A lot of it should get healed up, as a Crypt Fiend gets surrounded pretty quickly. It's going to get taken down to 52 hit points, and the footmen are just running straight after it, not realizing Obsidian statues are there, offering plenty of cover as well. It really feels like Hawk is just overcommitting into every single one of these fights, and what we're going to end up seeing is a major starting to get level advantage for all of these remaining units. Death Coil onto the footman right there, as the Death Knight is just trying to get every bit of experience that it can. Crypt Fiend now trying to back up double Obsidian statues, more than enough to keep all of these units topped off on mana and hit points. 40 supply compared to 42. The big indicator is 40 supply army compared to 18. If you even factor in 7 more or 6 more because you have ghouls on number, it is still a 34 compared to an 18 right there, almost doubling that size in terms of difference. All right, level 3 now on that Death Knight. Level 2 on that Lich just right around the corner. Crypt Fiend's going to get into position as well. And well, with that said, we should also be looking at Black Citadel as well. Do we have an Orb of Corruption on that Lich? We already have that Orb of Corruption, probably a gift from a Crypt Fiend. Lich with Orb of Corruption, Crypt Fiends are available here. We are going into a Pit Lord as a third hero. Pit Lord, third hero, and the Lich going to try to go after this Ogre Lord creep camp. A lot of damage to be added in right there. Shockwave pushing through, not getting that much damage in either, as the Crypt Fiend's able to focus down that unit pretty fast with help of that negative armor and focus fire. All right, that Lich's Orb of Corruption removing so much armor, extremely helpful here as we are looking at Rain of Fire being brought in by the Pit Lord. So Michael going to be using Rain of Fire to try and shut down this expansion right here, making it difficult to mine from. The damage over time is actually a little bit higher on Rain of Fire than it is on Blizzard if you are standing in the damage over time area. All right, are we going to be looking at that here? Is there an Arcane Tower? Yes, there is. 49 over 54 supply. We're going to see a little bit of, traction here. Lich is going to try and get a Frost Nova, and in comes the Destroyers trying to go after that Arcane Tower, Death Knight, and there's that Rain of Fire, and those peasants saying, hey, I can repair this, and then realizing, wait, no, if I repair it, I'm just going to get destroyed, and all of a sudden, Hawk losing so many peasants here, and unable to easily protect. All right, Paladin going to try and get trained up out of that Altar of Kings, but taking down buildings with this hero Crypt Fiend army, always so difficult. Back down on the other side of the map, Mountain King Archmage in position. Scroll of Town Portal going to be coming back across. Footman going to, finish off a couple of Acolytes here. There they go. Units are going to try and back away now as we are looking at a low hit point Footman getting taken out there. All right, new Acolyte needs to be trained back up. We lost one. Does he realize it? Michael should realize that there's an open spot on that haunted gold mine, and he should be trying to get that back up in just a second. Meanwhile, haunting that other gold mine right here in the center portion of the map, is it going to be revealed? It has to be. Flying machines are going to be overhead, quickly revealing that there, as the Paladin should be joining in on the fight in just a moment. Pit Lord was able to shut down mining for a very small amount of time. Is that going to continue to happen? Destroyer, Devour, Magic, Pit Lord now up to level 2. Is it going to get Howl of Terror or Cleave? No, Cleave there. That passive ability once more as we see more Rain of Fire coming down and, dealing damage to all of those peasants right here. Rain of Fire damage over time. It looks like they were still burning, but able to back away. Paladin here, Lich could be in trouble. Are we going to see a Death Coil? Yes, onto the Crypt Fiend, trying to keep it alive, as one Crypt Fiend does end up getting taken down. Knights are out onto the battlefield. Meanwhile, Flying Machines going after that lone Destroyer. 47 supply compared to 53. Michael having the supply advantage, as the Lich is going to be in trouble. Lich down to 133 hit points. Gets a Death Coil to stay alive, but there must be an Orb of Fire somewhere, as the damage, Orb of Fire from the Archmage reduced the effectiveness of that healing by quite a bit, and the Lich could not stick around that fight for very long. Destroyer down to 114 hit points. It should really be staying close to that Death Knight. Death Knight really needs to use that mana as well, as we're going to look at the Spellbreakers and all of these units getting into position here to try and shut down this expansion. Destroyer quickly taken down here, as the one Flying Machine does get webbed down. All right, we are haunting this gold mine, and so far Crypt Fiends are in position here. Obsidian Statues will try to heal back up, as the, illusions are going to end up disappearing. More Acolytes to be trained, perhaps some more Spirit Towers to be added, and to try and protect this location once more, expanding towards your opponent. Michael sitting at 50 over 70 supply. Hawk sitting at 64 over 66 with a major advantage now, and now going into those units that are so difficult for this type of undead army to take out, those siege engines with fortified armor. All right, coming into pressure once again. Knights also have Sundering Blades. Surprisingly, does not have Animal War training as of yet, as the units are going to be trying to back away once more. Pit Lord getting into position. Footman, all of these units perhaps going to get taken down here. Death Coil saving a Crypt Fiend temporarily, but it is still a pincushion, absorbing a lot of damage as it finally gets taken out there. Mountain King seeing that level 2 really wants to get to level 3. Are we going to see any other units lost here, as the Holy Light trying to save some more of those Spellbreakers? All right, Paladin in a massive run back here, down to 0 armor, as the siege engines with no upgrades should be rolling on in just a moment. 67 supply compared to 72. 2 siege engines not going to be enough to really put pressure on this center expansion by itself. All right, coming back around. Spellbreakers getting added in. So many production buildings at the expansion. The main base actually pretty sparse. If Hawk actually, if Michael actually tried to put pressure in on the main base. There's no towers. There's nothing really there. You could you could take down the castle, which would be a severe hit, as all of a sudden knights would no longer be able to be trained. All right, Staff of Sanctuary bringing back a flying machine here, as we are looking at the, well, Fountains of Health getting cleared up. Mountain King, what item was that? Boots of Quell the Lost, not the item he was really looking for, as we're looking at this Forest Troll Berserker getting taken down, giving level 2 to that Paladin. All right, Siege Engine shows up to the party, trying to put in some pressure. All of those units are now backing away once more. Pit Lord is in position. In comes the flying machines. Do we see some destroyers? No, we do not. Mountain King is going for Stormbolt and Bash, as the flying machines are just overhead, wondering, what am I doing here except, well, providing air support for no actual air units. All right, Crypt Fiend's going to try to battle it up. Michael in a lot of trouble. Death Knight now trying to back away here. 59 supply compared to 71. Siege Engine's going to be able to get in some big damage as well, as the Knights could end up getting taken down. Staff of Sanctuary saving a Knight here. There are illusionary Knights out in the battle as well, and those could get focused down as well. Death Knight continuing to fire it up. There goes a Frost Nova onto that illusion as it disappears into nothing, as the Nerubian Tower is just trying to get repaired still. All right, massive repairs underway. Obsidian Statue going to get taken down. 50 supply compared to 71. As the, well, Spirit Towers are all taken down, and now, well, Nerubian Tower now down, Spirit Tower now up, as that Spirit Tower going to be adding in a good amount of damage. All right, still fighting their way through. Pit Lord going to try to finish off this last Siege Engine here. Enough repairs to keep this building alive, and, well, Obsidian Statue in the back still healing up all of those units, as the Acolytes could try and get in some repairs too. All right, Water Elemental going to get taken down. Spirit Tower, well, stays alive here, and somehow Michael able to hold off a 20 supply advantage army, as the Pit Lord was, well, trying to join back in on the fight again. Lich and all of these units going to try attempt to engage. 70 supply compared to 53, as we are looking at the two base army versus two base army looking drastically different. So far, 1-1 upgrades also on the Spellbreakers and Knights of Hawk's army still, and it looks as though more units are going to end up getting taken down. Siege Engine going to, oh no, Staff of Sanctuary saving the Siege Engine, as the Crypt Fiend ends up getting taken down. No, I do not think so. Paladin actually low on items, as well as the Paladin uses a Divine Shield to try and stay alive. All right, low hit point Knight does need to back away down to 285 hit points. Is he just going to simply retreat and walk all the way back home, as a new Knight and a new Priest takes its place? All right, Knights are still trying to engage here. There goes some more damage again. Orb of Fire really causing problems for the Death Knight, as it's constantly unable to heal, as a Knight finally gets taken down. Knight still trying to chase back here, as Scout Towers being built behind his opponent, and to limit the amount of movement and mobility. All right, where do you actually try and fight here? Spirit Towers, Rain of Fire now coming in. There goes another Ghoul, as the Knights are just showing up to the battle here. Scout Towers, Arcane Towers upgrading in the back line, gonna cause some major problems, as Knights, where are they going to go? What are they going to really be able to take down, as the Acolytes are just constantly trying to repair? This massive battle in the center of the map is one of the reasons why I like this map so much. It creates interesting positions and, well, and forced engagements at, well, unfavorable spots at times. Death Knight, I believe the Pit Lord was able to get in a big heal right there. Spellbreakers able to push in more pressure, as a Knight is going to end up getting taken down. 74 supply compared to 44, as more and more towers are getting added in. Archmage, however, falls at level 4. And, well, the Mountain King is still here. Paladin is still here. Pit Lord trying to retreat back, and the towers are just all going to end up getting taken out. 44 supply compared to 74. Where is the rest of that human army? That is what I am wondering at this stage. As a Stormbolt, oh, Holy Light gonna come across from that Paladin? No, lets the Crypt Fiend go, and perhaps the Archmage is just gonna get resurrected at the tavern to try and get all of that mana back. All right, Archmage gets that little bit of damage, gets up to level 5. That was a big increase right there. And now what is going to end up happening next? No more towers down in position here. Siege Engines trying to put pressure on this base. Knights are showing up to the party. Pit Lord is in position right here. Paladin, what is going on? Knight's going to try and chase after Big Frost Nova across those Knights in the center portion again, as the Pit Lord now getting in that Rain of Fire down across multiple units. Staff of Sanctuary saves there. Level 3 on the Paladin. Paladin should be able to get off a level 2 Holy Light onto some other units, as another Siege Engine gets taken down. 41 supply compared to 64. Where is the army of Hawk? That is just a big question right now. I guess, well, you have two siege engines back across here. Knights are actually stuck behind, and a couple of trees will need to be cleared up here. All right, Archmage is in position once more. It is level 3 Brilliance Aura instead of level 3 Water Elementals. The Red Drake will be a little bit more difficult to take out as, well, did we get a sync? The Siege Engine was able to slip on out. All right, Siege Engines coming on through. 3 Siege Engines to try and take down this center expansion. Once more, the Spirit Tower's constant repairs as the human army of Hawk is constantly healing as well. Archmage is at 5, Mountain King is at 4, has Devotion Aura, making the Paladin's Devotion Aura perhaps not nearly as attractive as a level 4 ability. All right, Siege Engine is going to be ready to roll on out here in just a moment. Knights have level 2 armor upgrades up to 11 armor right now as the Knights are going to be trying to push on through. All right, in comes that damaged Siege Engine. Is going to try to take down the Nerubian Tower. Frontline Stormbolt onto that Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend easily taken down. There it goes. But 50 supply compared to 78. Archmage showing up as well. Siege Engine's able to take down one of those Spirit Towers fast. Are they going to be able to take down the remaining Spirit Towers as the Lich gets taken out as well? And that should be it. Hawk is going to be able to take this game, I believe, as Michael is just up against the ropes here. Level 4 now on that Pit Lord, but there is not much going on here that can really hold off. 42 supply compared to 70 as the Knights are going to go after the Obsidian statues now. Destroyer jumps up into the air only to get shot down by the flying machines already in position. Holy Light saving a Knight right there as the Knight may try and back away or perhaps no, get death coiled down. All right, no Staff of Sanctuary right there, but Michael does end up giving the GG. 32 supply at the end, going up against, I believe, around 65 resource scores. Hawk having a much larger gold advantage considering how much gold he lost to upkeep, and that was enough of a difference right there. That is the downside of taking that center expansion. Your opponent's reinforcements do come in significantly faster than if you were on your own neck of the woods. That is that big difference right there. If Michael had tried to set up that expansion at his natural, the siege engines would have taken probably another 15 to 20 seconds to get into position. And with that, well, that positioning and getting your troops into position, that would have been lost damage. That would have been more time to react, as your units would still had a very, very easy time getting into that center location. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.